All right. Welcome to the Life and Transitions Experts podcast. My name is Courtney Rollins. I'm here with some more content that hopefully will help you. Life and Transitions Experts is really designed for that, helping people through big transitions in life. I wear many hats, but one of them is a real estate investor. And one of the ways that I find properties that fit my portfolio is by serving. From that Zig Ziglar school, you can get what you want if you help enough people get what they want. And quite often, I find that when someone is going through big transitions like an estate, a probate for an estate, or perhaps there's other distress like we're going to talk about today, tenants who aren't paying and they're trying to sell the property, or there's a plethora of other reasons why someone may have challenges and may need support. And I can sometimes provide viable solutions, whether that's me purchasing the property quickly for cash or helping them find other ways to get the most out of the property or even stabilizing it so they can keep it for themselves. It really depends on the situation, but I try to give as much information as I can. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone who's sharing their experience. And as I share, hopefully it's helpful to folks. And yeah, so that's what we're doing here. So, one thing that can be challenging, whether you inherited a property that has tenants in it, or perhaps you are someone who's wanted to be an investor and you found that your tenants are not paying and now you need to sell this property. And how do you sell a property when you have a tenant that's not paying? So, we're going to take a look at that and see if we can come up with a couple of or several things to consider that may help you. So, one, make sure you go over and review the lease. Hopefully, you had a very tight lease at the beginning that states what the rent is, what the termination process is, what the eviction process is, if needed, making sure that it's legal and that everyone understands their rights and all. That's very crucial at the beginning. And it's crucial during this time period where you've decided that you're trying to sell it. So you need to know what the tenant's responsibilities are and what the tenant's rights are there. So I definitely review the lease agreement. Other thing is you want to communicate with the tenant. This can be very challenging sometimes, especially if it's become very contentious because they're not um, living up to their bargain. Of course, there's no such thing in the world as bad guys because, and so I'm sure that the tenant has a reason that they feel justified in or whatever that they're not making their payments. But having an open dialogue can help smooth over the conflict that may arise, that absolutely arising because you're not the property has to you're expecting that payment, whether it's property is paid in full already and you're just paying taxes and stuff on it, and or whether you have a mortgage on it. You certainly were expecting and with your agreement expect them to pay, but have conversation. Make sure that it's cordial. Make sure that it's about business, but definitely try to have communication so that you can have an understanding. Again, check laws. I would not accept, this is my opinion, I would not accept half or partial payment because you can get into challenges or trouble when it does come time for you to take further steps, such as in some states you can serve a notice to pay or to quit. If communication doesn't resolve the issue, then usually in North Carolina, you can submit this to say, hey, you have this amount of time to pay this overdue rent, or you need to vacate the premises and we're going to quit this lease. So make sure that you check with the proper attorneys that you have the proper paperwork so that you can serve that properly. Another reason why not to accept partial payment because that may get you in a sticky situation. Definitely consult an attorney when you're filing for an eviction. It's something none of us really want to do. You're not in the business of kicking people out of a home, but you also are in the business of, I mean, life is life. Nothing's free in life. We have to give to receive, and that goes the same way with our tenants, regardless of the situation. I know people get in some tough situations here, but it's also important. I would recommend that if you have in your lease that, hey, if you're late on this day, we'll start to file, immediately file every time, all the time, so that you are in accordance with the law, just in case you do need to take it to that step. So that may be a step you need to take. You also talking to any buyers, you need to have full disclosure of what the situation is. Make sure that you have full transparency so you can avoid any legal issues or challenges at going forward. Another thing to consider is when you are selling the property is to make sure again that 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 the tenant knows that you're selling the property. If you have a right to pay the right of refusal, where they need to have a time period for that. Definitely look over that. I'm not sure what the again, it depends on the lease and the laws of your state, but definitely be in communication so that they know someone is going to purchase the property and that they may have a new landlord, and that landlord can have the right, depending on the contract, to change or uh, well, they have to honor whatever lease is in place, but you need to make sure that they're aware of the situation so there aren't any surprises and you don't get yourself in trouble because you're being transparent. You may also want to consider some incentives. It may be less costly or more cost effective or more even for peace of mind effective to offer to pay cash for the keys. Hey, I'll give you $400 if you move out, and we'll give you 200 now and 200 when you move out, or 5,000, or not 5,000, but whatever the cost, whatever the price you all agree to. You also may, when you're talking to a cash buyer, want to consider some concessions and having a more discounted price so that they can take over the property and they're now dealing with the challenge and headache. It all really depends on what if it's peace of mind that you're looking for, or what you're looking for. But with careful planning and open communication and following the law, you should be in a good place to be able to resecure and be able to sell the property. If you need support, contact us at State Pro Service. We try to take a hands-on approach to everything that we do. We know every situation is different, and it's important for us to be able to listen to the situation and then try to, use our head to come together for some type of solution, and then get to work until that thing is resolved. All right. Until next time, this is the Life in Transitions Experts podcast. Uh-oh. Oh, I just got a little text. I thought from Keith Lee. What's up? Shout out to my assistant Keith Lee. He's awesome, man. We're a cool team together. He just sent me a little text. Let me check out what he's talking about. But Life in Transitions Experts podcast. Let your light shine. Peace.